welcome to Go Math with Miss Janky. This is 6.2. We are discussing rates today. Our essential question, how do you compare quantities using rates? And our vocabulary word is rate, a comparison of two quantities that have different units. Remember, our units are our labels. So let's look at an example here. Chris drove 107 miles in 2 hours. Notice that our units are different, miles and hours. So we could express this as (107 miles over 2 hours). So that's how we would express that, miles over hours. Something that we do need to notice is that our units are different. Maybe you're drawing an arrow to show hours and miles. Let's take a look at our first example problem. Shannon is at the grocery store comparing two brands of juice. Brand A costs $3.84 for a 16-ounce bottle. Brand B costs $4.50 for a 25-ounce bottle. Our task is to compare the cost per ounce to find the better price. Now, I do want to show you how to use a chart method, because on your quiz there is a question on this. So let's look at brand A. And I'm going to go ahead and make a chart like this. This can also be called a table. And I'm going to put my ounces and my price. I'm going to color code to the same colors that I used up here in my original problem. So for this one, I could plug in my 16 ounces and my price, $3.84. So that's my starting point. Let's make a chart for brand B. Here's my chart for brand B. Same thing here. We have ounces, which is abbreviated to OZ, and price. And our starting point over there was 25 ounces for $4.50. Okay, so our goal is we need to get in our chart down to 1, because I need to find out the cost of 1 ounce, my cost per ounce. So the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to use division. So I'm going to go 16 divided by 2 gives me 8. Same thing on my other side. $3.84 divided by 2 gives me $1.92. Well, I'm getting closer to 1. Let's do that same process again. Divide by 2 again. Divide by 2 again. 8 divided by 2 is 4. $1.92 divided by 2 is 96 cents. So I put 0.96. Let's do that process again. We're getting closer to 1. Now I have 4 divided by 2 is 2. 96 cents divided by 2 is 48 cents. Notice how I'm using decimals to show cents. And now I need to do my last division problem to get to 1. Divide by 2, divide by 2. Well, 2 divided by 2 gives me 1. And on my other side, 48 divided by 2 gives me 24 cents. So I could say for brand A, that brand A costs 24 cents per ounce. And I can abbreviate ounce to OZ. Okay, let's check brand B. So on brand B, I need to get from 25 down to 1 ounce. So I could do that by dividing by 5. I'm going to take 25 divided by 5, and same thing on the other side. 25 divided by 5 gives me 5. $4.50 divided by 5 gives me 90 cents. Then I only need to do the process one more time to get down to 1. Divide by 5. 5 divided by 5 gives me 1. 90 cents divided by 5 gives me 18 cents. So 1 ounce is 18 cents. So I could say brand B costs 18 cents per ounce. So looking at these two, which is a better deal per ounce? Well, brand A was 24 cents per ounce. Brand B is only 18 cents per ounce. So therefore, going back to our original word problem, Shanna should buy the 25-ounce bottle for $4.50 because her cost per ounce is less. It's only 18 cents per ounce. All right, let's take a look at unit rate now. This is 6.2 part 2 for unit rate. What is unit rate? So this is our first vocabulary word. Unit rate is a rate in which the second quantity is 1 unit. When we're discussing unit rate, when we're dealing with money, sometimes we call that the unit price. We could also refer to it as the unit cost when we're dealing with money. We know when we're dealing with money anytime we see that dollar symbol that tells us it must be money. Let's look at example 1. In example 1, we have a word problem. Jerry signs up for some classes. It costs $90 for 6 cooking courses. So we can show this as $90. So we could spell it out, or we can show our dollar sign over 6 classes. So $90 for 6 classes. Okay, so step 1, we're showing that. For number 2, we're finding the unit rate. So we are going to divide both the quantities by the same number. So the quantity of classes is 1. Check this out. So we have 90 over 6, and I'm going to keep my labels in mind, equals, and I'm trying to get to 1 class. So what can I divide 6 by to get 1? And hopefully we're all thinking, well, just divide by 6. 6 divided by 6 gives me 1. 90 divided by 6 gives me 15. Remember, my label was dollars. So now that I've solved this, I could say my final answer is each class costs $15. I could also say another way to write it would be cooking is $15 per, remember that slash means per, and I'm going to write it next to it, per class. So we could write that either way. Okay, so let's write down what we just did. So we said to find the unit rate, divide both quantities by the same number. So the quantity of classes is 1. Let's look at one more example. This is example 2. The cost of 2 cartons of milk is $5.50. What is the unit price? So our job is to find out what 1 carton of milk would be unit price, okay? So I'm going to start with my $5.50. Notice this time I'm using the dollar sign as my label. Over 2 cartons, and I need to find how much 1 carton of milk costs. Well, here we go. I'm going to divide by 2 because 2 divided by 2 gives me 1. Same thing on the top. $5.50 divided by 2 gives me $2.75. So I could say 1 milk carton costs $2.75. I could write it that way. Or more academically, I could say the unit price, notice how I'm using that math vocabulary, is $2.75 per, again, that slash means per carton. All right, thanks for watching Go Math with Miss Janke. This was lesson 6.2, rate and unit rate.